Me Know just after this. The International Press Review. Florence, you've joined us on set. Nice to see you again. Syria, obviously, no surprise, they're dominating the headlines.
That's right. And what the international press is looking at is that a Russian plan to place Syria's chemical weapons under international control. Now, the international press is really divided here. Here you can see people who think this is a good idea. For instance, the Huffington Post here, peace gets a chance. The International Herald Tribune also says this could be a diplomatic way out of military action. In their editorial, they say that the Obama administration has good reasons to be skeptical of any promise made by Assad or Russia, but Obama should pursue this solution according to the International Herald Tribune. Removing Syria's chemical weapons stockpile would have a longer lasting deterrent effect than any kind of strategic airstrike. The Guardian also in their editorial says that this is a path worth exploring, and it's good diplomatically because both the U.S. and Russia can claim credit for this plan because, remember, it was originally an idea that John Kerry actually had.
And the Chinese press is also enthusiastic about the plan. It seems everyone likes this solution.
Well, you're getting a little ahead. I'll show you that some other articles that aren't so enthusiastic, but China Daily really is. They say this is a ray of hope. The Russian proposal is a breakthrough that puts an end to two problems. Basically, it gets rid of Syria's chemical weapons, but it also strips Washington of its pretext for declaring war. And China Daily has a cartoon that shows that the consequence of any U.S.-led intervention in Syria would have very damaging effects on the UN. You can see that symbol there of the UN being chipped away by Obama and an intervention in Syria.
And so you say some of the papers you've been reading are not so enthusiastic about this so-called diplomatic solution?
That's right. There's some very harsh articles out there aimed towards Obama. If we take a look at the editorial in the Wall Street Journal, for instance, they say this is a terrible situation for Obama and diplomacy. What a fiasco. The Obama administration should have rebuffed Putin's offer, according to the Wall Street Journal, because not only has Putin managed to outmaneuver Obama on the chemical weapons issue, but also basically Obama is saving Assad, according to the Wall Street Journal here.
And striking headline there, Obama
absolutely
rescues Assad.
Obama rescues Assad, and this will have dire consequences for the whole region, because not only will Assad emerge unpunished from this whole affair, but also Iran will take this as a signal that it can also trap Obama in a similar fashion.
All right, Slate, the online magazine, also very harsh on Barack Obama.
That's right. This is by William J. Dobson. He's the political and foreign affairs editor at Slate. Now, he says that Obama is dazed and confused. He's successfully managed to confuse both his allies and his enemies, and he says that Sun Tzu would be very proud. One message is clear in Damascus, according to Slate. The Obama administration will do everything in its power to do nothing at all. What's happening here, basically, according to Slate, is that by pouncing on what it calls John Kerry's diplomatic spitballing, Russia is basically saving the U.S. Basically, Putin is providing Obama with a political cover, basically an exit
giving
strategy.
Him an excuse to stand down.
Absolutely, giving him the out that he couldn't find in Congress. And to quote him, he says that if your foreign policy has to be rescued by a dictator, you're doing it wrong.
And looking more towards the region that's primarily concerned with all this, the Middle East, how are regional papers responding to this?
Well, let's take a look at L'Orient Le Jour, the Lebanese newspaper. It's on the front page. It says that the diplomatic machine has gotten ahead of itself, stalled, and is now in panic mode. And it has a very interesting editorial about what it calls chemical politic, so not real politic, but chemical politic. And it says that this plan, or whether you call it Russian or a U.S. plan, it itself is alchemy. It's this mix between this off-the-cuff remark by John Kerry that was turned into a plan by Russia. And L'Orient Le Jour says that no alchemy, no real politic, no diplomatic fog should make us forget the slaughter that took place on August the 21st and all those civilians that died.
All right, Florence Villeminot, thank you very much. Florence Villeminot with the International Press Review. And we're going to take a very short break, but do stay tuned to France 24. We're back in just a few minutes with all the live updates on the Syrian crisis. Our international affairs editor, Douglas Herbert, is at the French presidential palace as François Hollande prepares to convene a security meeting with his top security chiefs. We're back in a moment.
This week we're down to earth in Sweden on a hunt for urban treasure. Beneath many of the downtown streets lies a bounty of abandoned metal trapped in forgotten cables and pipes. Join us as we explore where the cities are the mines of the future.
Don't miss Down to Earth, Thursday, 5:40 p.m. Paris time on France 24.
Down to Earth, brought to you by the African Development Bank.